Hey everybody, this is Rick Wilson here. I just want to show you, this is our Mini Cooper Clubman that we're going to take to Yellowstone in August. But we did go out and buy one little accessory to go with our Mini Cooper. Let me show you this. This is the little guy Tag Max XL trailer, 2017 model. And so we've always did tent camping before, so this is our first camper, but we wanted something really small, and this does it. And this is one of the few campers that can be pulled by a Mini Cooper. And now here a little bit later we're going to get us a pickup truck, and I think we're going to rent a pickup truck to go to Yellowstone, because it's 5,000 miles. And I pulled this camper already from the beach, but I decided that Yellowstone and the Rocky Mountains and all that, we were going to rent a small pickup truck to pull this thing for Yellowstone. But it's fine for trips close by house here, within a few hundred miles. We can pull it with the Cooper, and then I'm gonna move the Cooper now, and we'll give you a tour of the trailer. And let's see. First of all, it's got these handles here and here. I just spun this thing around. It was pointed the other way. I couldn't believe how easy it was to just pick up and spin around. Now the tongue is on a wheel, so it's got a wheel on the tongue that makes it easy to roll around. So once you get this thing in the campground and back it in, you can spin it around just by hand real easy to face whatever directions you want. And I want to do that, and I'll show you why here in a little bit. And then there's this wrap-around window in the front, which is only on the Max XL models. And I love that, because I went out the other night and got in it and laid down and just rolled over, and I looked up and I could see the moon right directly up. And I was like, that's really cool, because when we get out west, you can see the entire Milky Way in the sky. And there is a privacy screen that pulls up to give you privacy if you don't want people to see in. And, well, or you can move it halfway up. And there's a fly screen that slides down from the top, so you can open the window up. You can open this window up completely and actually crawl out of it. But there's a screen there you can pull down to keep the bugs out if you want to open the window, and a privacy screen that you can close it completely up so people can't see in. And then down here, let me move the camera, and I'm going to open up this thing in the front here. And right here we got the propane tank, which runs the stuff in the kitchen, and a deep cycle battery, a marine battery that can be drained. This type battery you want, because they can drain all the way down to nothing. But this battery's big enough, it'll run everything in this camper except for the air conditioner. Now you got to be hooked up to electric or have a quiet generator, which we did purchase also, and then you can run your air. But otherwise, this battery runs everything. And now let me move on around and show you some more stuff here. It came with some pretty nice mag wheels on it that look nice, and there's running lights on the fenders, and there's the running lights in the rear. And this door, it's got two locks right there. It's got the regular lock, and it's got a deadbolt lock. And that'd be nice, especially if you're in bear country. You can lock the door. Okay, I went ahead and just opened up all these panels. This one here's for cable TV. It's got a high-def TV inside. This one here's the electric that you can plug into your shore power. This is your water. You can hook into city water with a hose, or you can unscrew this thing and pour water in. It's got a 15-gallon tank that runs underneath the trailer back under here. And then down here, this is a unique feature. This is a unique feature here. This thing, let me show you that. It's got one of these just plug in. You just plug that in right down there, and then the other end is a garden hose. You can wash your own camper with the contained water inside of it. You can take a shower. You can wash yourself off if you got your legs dirty or got some mud. If you're in a place that has no shower, it's a campground, you can actually use this to take a shower. I've got a little thing in here I'll show you later that if you wanted to get completely naked, you could and stand out here. But I got a thing I'll show you here a little bit, and we would have to get that out if you was going to do that. But that's kind of neat feature. It's got a garden hose. Maybe if a bear comes around, I can just spray him with the hose and get him to go away that way. That way it wouldn't hurt him. Now let me move on around. I'm going to show you the inside of this thing. We're inside the thing now. Like I said, we've always tent camped, so it's going to be kind of like in a tent, except it's a hard camper. And it'll be nice when it rains or gets nasty weather. And some of these other luxuries, got an air conditioner, and this thing cools this thing down fast. So there's really not a whole lot of space in here. Plenty of space for 2 people to be in here, but it just cools it down fast. There's a nice fan here in the ceiling. It's got 10 blades, and a really efficient fan in the ceiling. It's got 10 blades, 3 speeds. You can have it suck the air out. And I'm telling you, I turned this on. I got out here the other day and it was hot. I opened up the doors, came in, it was pretty hot in here. I turned this fan off. It just cooled off within like 20 seconds because it just pulls the air in these windows and out the top, and it just cooled off. I thought that'll be nice in places where we can't run the generator. This fan, I think, will actually be pretty adequate to cool the trailer. And then it's got a HD TV. I got some remotes here. You can operate the TV and the stereo. It's got a Jensen stereo. It's an AM, FM, CD, DVD, Bluetooth, and it plays over the TV. There's speakers up here in the ceiling for the sound. And then now this little switch over here, way over here in the corner, there's an exhaust on the outside of the trailer that sucks where this air conditioner puts hot air out in the back, and this air conditioner puts hot air out in the back, and that vent will suck. That's what those little bell looking things are on the side of the trailer. Those are exhausts. And then this is your fuse box. It's got your breakers if you're hooked into shore power, and then there's little auto type plug-in fuses for all the 12-volt systems that are inside the camper. There's a charging center over here with a 12-volt thing like your car plug has. It's got a USB charger for charging your phones or your tablets, and a regular outlet that you can plug anything into. It's got storage. There's cabinets on both sides. There's more storage under this bed that I'm on. Basically, when you come inside the camper, you're on the bed. It goes wall to wall, end to end. I'm 6'1", and I laid down the other day, and I had a couple inches to spare. There was room, so this will be good enough. And there's also some cabinets up here. I got this camera sitting in the big window, so I could get the entire inside in one picture. And I opened up that big window, like I said, and I'll show you that here in a second. But and then there's some cabinets above here, and the headboard. There's a deep storage behind this headboard that lifts up, and there's plenty of storage there. And like I said, these windows open up. You can put them with just screen only, or privacy where you can't see through them at all, or you can open them all the way up and have no screen, or just to the outside. And there's smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors. There's lights. And then I'm gonna move the camera around now to show you the side where you can't see. Hold on. Here's the big window that curves all the way up, and I'm telling you, you lay down here and you can look straight up at the sky at night. That's kind of nice. If you want to be private, if you're in a campground with a lot of people, you can close that up nice and tight. Can't nobody see in. All the windows can do this. And if you want to keep the bugs out through the screen, it pulls down from the top. And all the windows do that. Now let me move the camera around a little bit here. And it's got these neat little LED lights for each. There's one on each side for each person. When you first turn on, it's a blue atmosphere light. I came out here the other night about midnight, climbed in here and turned that on blue, and just one was enough. It was pretty comfortable. There were just a couple, if you're just sitting around talking, watching TV, just having these on that blue color. But if you're trying to read a book or something, you just push it and hold it, and it turns into a really bright reading light, and gives you plenty of light to read by. And then here's the storage above, and then there's your fire extinguisher. There's cup holders that fold out of the wall. There's this storage here that goes down deep. Now the bed's right there, but it goes down even deeper than that. So there was a ton of storage down in this headboard. And then let me show you just a couple other things here. Now, I've seen a lot of videos about this camper talk about how quality the mattress is, but this looks like a styrofoam mattress in the videos. So I'm going to move this camera down really close, and that's like a really soft velour. It's quilted. This is a really comfortable mattress. You know, you can lay on it. But in all the other videos where they take it from farther back, it looks like a piece of styrofoam, and they're talking about how, and I'm like, man, it looks like a crappy mattress. But so I'm gonna get down, you know, get down real close and show you that it's a very nice made mattress, and it's very comfortable. And that's why I came out here just to lay on it the other night and feel how comfortable it was. And I didn't even think about this window, you know, and then I just kind of rolled over on my back and I looked up, and right there was the moon. And I'm laying on my back looking straight up out this window, and I'm like, that's cool, and I can see stars, and I thought that'll be nice to lay here nice and cozy inside your camper and look at the stars. I love that. And then here's that fan. It's a really nice fan, and there are some other lights you can turn on, and the speakers for the stereo. Okay, now we're going to move around and show you the galley. Now this thing has a galley, and so I'm going to have to move outside. Oh, one other thing, right over there is your controls for these ceiling lights, and there's porch lights outside too that you can turn on both sides, and so you can always have some, you know, some light outside if you have to step outside in the middle of the night. Okay, now here's the rear of the camper, and there's a couple of handles right here. You just turn, and this entire hatch opens up. Okay, here's the galley when it's all opened up. Now there actually was a lot of counter space, but I kind of took it all up with stuff. So I do have a little folding table over here that I can set up alongside the galley. And it like telescopes up and makes a nice sized little table. Folds up into a little suitcase size thing. So anyway, we used up all the counter space because we went out and got a little tiny Keurig. It only holds a cup of water at a time, and there's our Keurig coffees and the coffee maker. Now I'm gonna go out to BJ's later on tonight and get a 2-slice smaller toaster. That'll make things a little bit less crowded, and cause we don't need a big fourth. This is the toaster we had in the house. I just stuck it in here for the video. So we're gonna go out later and get a small little 2-slice toaster, and it's got the shelf here for. You can put I'm using it to store food. I told her, you know, if you could probably just put a week's worth of food up there at a time. And it's got a 2-burner gas stove. Now I've got the Keurig, but I've also got my cowboy coffee pot. What we call the cowboy coffee pot, the old time percolator. Add around a little bit. Because I'm telling you, that thing makes the best coffee. And like at Yellowstone, to run the Keurig, I got to run the quiet generator, but even at Yellowstone, you're not allowed to even run a quiet generator before 8 a.m. And there might be mornings we leave earlier than that and get out. So we have to do the cowboy coffee pot over the gas burner. And I've seen a lot of videos of people complaining about the gas burners being too close together. They are kind of close together, but they're showing frying pans that are like 15 inches across, saying you can't set one of these on. I'm like, it's a tiny camper. You got to get a tiny frying pan. What's the matter with you people? Just get a tiny little 8-inch frying pan for these burners. You don't stick a damn 15-inch frying pan on a tiny little burner that's 8 inches apart. What the hell's the matter with you people? It's a tiny, tiny camper. Everything's got to be tiny. Just like my coffee maker. It's got to be tiny. I'm going to replace that toaster with something tiny. And then also see it's got the microwave down here. Now you can't run that microwave unless you got your generator hooked up or you're hooked up to shore power. But that'll be nice for reheating stuff, or just heat the ham sandwich up or anything like that. And then this is a refrigerator here. Let me move. Okay, this is the Norcold refrigerator freezer. It works really well. This is a really good freezer. It'll make ice off of that 12-volt battery up front. You don't have to be hooked up to shore power to run this. And it's as good as my house refrigerator, as far as good as it works. So we're going to use it as a freezer. You can use it as a refrigerator or a freezer. We're going to set it down to 0 degrees and just freeze all of our meat. And then I've got all my side items on this shelf up here. And then this little compartment here we can make ice in. And this thing just slides out of the way and closes up. And it works pretty good. They give you a cutting board that fits on the sink, so you can kind of use it like counter space if you want. But this is a working sink. You just turn the pump on. You got water. This 15-gallon tank underneath, which is a lot of water actually. And then you got some storage underneath the sink. And it'll be nice to do dishes right on the camping spot if you, instead of having to walk all the way down to the restroom where they got that dishwashing sink. And now you do got a little bit of a kitchen floor here you got to mop. But this kitchen floor here, they got some tile, just like your floor at home. It won't take long to mop that though. I thought you could set stuff down here. That'd make a nice little shelf while you're cooking and whatnot. And then the only other thing is see, so you got the nice comfortable insides. Let me back this up here. Okay, so you got your nice comfortable insides now. You got a complete kitchen. Now I know you're all thinking, well, this camper has no bathroom, which it don't, but 99% of the time you're standing at the campground, it has at least a bathroom. But just in case it don't, there is, you know, we've remedied that too. Now let me move this camera a little bit here. So anyway, if you're in a spot out on BLM land where there are no restrooms, I had this thing under the bed a while ago. It folds up flat. It folds up into just a little round thing, and it's flat, and you just throw it in the air and it pops open. It takes like 10 seconds, but it's a portable outhouse. Ain't that cool? And then we can put a tiny little, I found this tiny little porta potty that's got a lid that screws on it tight so you don't smell it, and it can fit in this thing right here. But I'm not even going to take that this trip because we don't plan on staying in a place like that. Everywhere we go is going to have a restroom, because we're going to stick to the national parks and the state parks. And but you know, in a pinch, you know, you can whip this thing out, and because if you're out on BLM land where there's no restrooms and a ranger comes by, you got to show a porta potty or they'll give you a ticket. And you can't just, you know, poop in a hole like the old days. That's long gone. There's laws now. Got to be civilized. Poop in a pot. Oh, speaking of pooping in a pot, let me tell you one more thing before I go. Oh, and also I was going to mention, you know, you could also set this around where the hose is, and you could take all your clothes off and get inside this thing and take a shower if you're out in the middle on BLM land where there's no facilities. So you could set this up. Of course, if you're in that remote an area, you probably wouldn't even, I wouldn't even use this. I would just get naked and take my shower. I don't give a shit. I go to the nude beaches. I don't care. Anyway, then let me go one last thing before I go. Yeah, I just want to say, you know, it's the way this arches over the bed, you know, it's kind of like a canopy. I'm trying to figure out, is it a rich man's canopy or a poor man's canopy? You do know the difference between a rich man's canopy and a poor man's canopy? We'll say a rich man's canopy goes over the bed. It's really nice and frilly and got built-in speakers and lights and things like this. But a poor man's canopy, he keeps his canopy under the bed. Oh, shoot, I got some on me. So anyway, he has to keep his canopy under the bed. So, and that's kind of what you got to do with this camper. So, I'm not sure if this is a rich man's canopy or a poor man's canopy. So, I'll see y'all later.